Hi, I just had my pool opened and my weekly service company started servicing the pool. I pay them to keep the water clear and swimmable, so I don't understand why 2 days after their service visit the pool turned green. It's a fiberglass pool, it's about 15,000 gallons, and we only run the pump at night, never during the day, and it's only set for 8 hours so we can save money on electricity.
Well, what I would recommend, number one, that's backwards. It should only be run. If you're only going to run it 8 hours a day, run it during the hottest part of the day. And the reason being, stagnant water creates areas and perfect environments for algae to grow. So if you run during the night when it's the coolest and there's not sun blazing down on it, you're losing the efficiency of your chemistry, your water chemistry. If you're running it during the day, you're keeping all of that moving. The sun is going to destroy chemicals as fast as you put them in there. The sun is trying to take them out. The UV light is going to destroy your water chemistry. And as soon as the sun is beating on your pool, you're now creating pockets and places for algae to grow. So what I would ask that you do is flip your thinking and run it during the day. I would also recommend longer in a day, but let's just say for now, if you're only going to run it 8 hours a day, run it from 8 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock at night and then shut it off.
Let's add to that, it's a salt chlorine generator on the system.
So that complicates it even more. If it's in fact a salt pool, the system has to be running to generate chlorine. I don't know what salt system you have on there, but let's use for an example. If you have a Pentair IC20, if you look at the specs on an IC20, it's set to service and create enough chlorine for a 20,000 gallon pool. The misnomer in that is that the only way that it can service a 20,000 gallon pool is if it runs 24 hours a day at 100% chlorine capacity, maximum ability to make chlorine, then it'll service a 20,000 gallon pool. Let's say it's an IC40, which means 40,000 gallon pool. If you ran at 100% for 24 hours, it produces enough chlorine for a 40,000 gallon pool. Let's now say let's say your pool is 20,000 gallons. If you run that system with the salt generator producing 100% chlorine for 12 hours, that will produce enough chlorine, barely. It'll produce enough chlorine for 20,000 gallons. So if you've got an IC40 and you're running 15,000 gallons, if you run that system at 100% for 9 hours, 10 hours, you'll likely produce enough chlorine. However, and I don't know what your system is. However, if you're running it at night and not during the day, in the morning you're very rapidly burning off any chlorine that's there, because what people don't understand is it's the chlorine gas, it's Cl2 that's effective, that destroys the contaminants. The sun makes that chemical bond break very rapidly. And so while your pool is generally well chlorinated in the morning, it is not chlorinated very well in the afternoon, and you're going to have algae blooms continually.